Hello, today we're going to go over basic arithmetic in Python. It's actually very much like a regular calculator. Now go to your Python interpreter in Wing. That's where I'm going, at least. You can just watch. Now, if you want to do addition, then you just use the add sign like you think you would. You can add more things than one. And it just keeps adding it up. Or you can do subtraction, and multiplication, and then division. And this division will be surprising to you. So 8 times 4 is 2. Now what do you suppose 9 divided by 4 is? It is not 2.25 like you might think it is. Oh no, it's just 2. That's because Python gives you the result as an integer. These are just integers, not floating point numbers. The floating point numbers are the numbers with decimal points. Now if you want a floating point answer, then you just make one of these numbers into a floating point and it will give you the answer in floating point. Now what about if you want the remainder? Then you do a modulo sign is what it's called, the percent sign, and then divided by 4. Remainder is 1. That's useful for telling if things are odd or even, by the way. Now in programming there's an order of operation. So suppose you have this here, 4 minus 5, well, we'll do 20 minus 5 times 4. Okay, now if you just calculated this from left to right, you do 20 minus 5, which is 15, then multiply that times 4, which is 60. Let's see what the answer is. Oh, it's 0. Now why is it 0? Because Python doesn't calculate it from left to right. It has an order of operation. It will first do the multiplication and division, and then it will do the addition and subtraction. And since it doesn't really matter what direction the multiplication and division, which one you calculate first, it doesn't matter which one you calculate first because it's all the same no matter what you do. It doesn't matter what order you have these in. But and the same with addition and subtraction. It's just when you mix the multiplication and division with the subtraction and addition where you have to worry about the order. Or if you want to put parentheses around things, then you don't have to worry at all, because the parenthesis kind of encapsulates the calculation so that it will assuredly be done in there. Now remember, what was the answer? Well, 60. If you first do 20 minus 5 and then multiply it by 4, then you get 60. So we're encapsulating the 20 minus 5 in its own parentheses, so that will get calculated by itself and then multiplied by 4. Okay, so we got 60. Now you can also do exponents with this. So suppose you want to square 5. Then you do 5 raised to the 2. That's 2 multiplication signs in a row. It's pretty nice and easy to do exponents. Now, let's see, you wanted to do the square root of 16. You can do 16 raised to the 0.5. And that is if you haven't learned that doing a square root is raising something to the 1/2, then that's okay. You don't need to know it for this class. But sometimes it helps to be able to do that for square roots. So remember, if you see something like this, like that square root of 4, then you can just do it like this, 4 raised to the 0.5. Okay, now let's do the example from boring assignment number 1. 90 plus 10 over 5 squared. Okay. 90 plus 10. 10 divided by 5 squared. Now, there's something wrong with this. Yes, something very wrong. Look up here. 90 plus 10 is supposed to be its own separate calculation before you divide it by 5 squared. So, 90 is not the correct answer. We have to encapsulate the top so that it is calculated by itself, and then it will be divided by 5 squared. And voila, we get the right answer. Alright, so hopefully these will not be too difficult for you. M is certainly the most difficult, but I think even that is pretty easy. It's just, this assignment exercise is just to get you practicing using the numbers. Alright.